once held on Earth, Mount Tambora is a heaven for biodiversity today. Volcanic material from the notorious eruption nearly 2 centuries ago made a wonderful life exist, then evolved. This chapter will focus on information about the richness of biodiversity around Doropeti Track based on our experience. This chapter will tell you about creatures within track to avoid and to eat in the next chapter. Stinging nettle. This plant has many hollow stinging hairs, called trichomes, on its leaves and stems, which act like hypodermic needles that inject histamine and other chemicals that produce a stinging sensation when contacted by humans and other animals. This sensation usually won't last. In 1 hour, nearly 80% of Volcanic track is a dense and high stinging nettle. Fortunately, we have only halfway along Doropeti Track, the same species also common in the Mount Archipelago in East Java. You can easily avoid stinging contact with this plant while you are walking, but the problem is while you are riding a bicycle. To make the matter worse, the down mountain party has begun in Volcanic Track, combining downhill skills and body protector to avoid stinging are keys to enjoy this trip. Indonesian hikers, especially Javanese, shout aloud soon after contacted with this plant. Therefore, most hikers called this plant as Jancoan. This word figuratively means fuck you in humorously sense. All of us just laughed to each other after heard this word had shouted deep in the forest. The plant has a long history of use as a medicine and as a food source in Europe, Asia, and Native American. We had not heard a story about eating and using stinging nettle as native medicine here, at least not yet, but some local hunter here brave enough using some part of this plant to heal stinging sensation itself. I had told you about a creature which inject fluid to your body. Next part 1 will tell you about a creature which suck fluid from your body. Leech. This bloody predator has been waiting for you between Camp 1 and Camp 3 in Doropeti Track, and even worse, along 80% of Volcanic Track. Less in dry season, they became more aggressive in wet season. When you are about to hike after raining, it was a sign that this tough predator has been waiting for you for their meal. Unfortunately, rain has fell the day before we were starting from Doropeti, tens of them using our wheel as elevator to reach our skin. Slower you are walking, leech coming to suck. Some of them had successfully penetrate our sock and had a private bloody party. Our medically inadvisable technique to remove a leech is to apply insect repellent. These cause the leech to regurgitate its stomach contents into the wound and quickly detach, then dead. But while too many leech climbing our bike and clothes, our ultimate weapon was scissoring them and cut them to 2 or more. Leech is harmless compared to mosquito. Some of cinema and novel had showed leeches as a bad animal for sake of money, but for me leech is heralding a good sign about Tambora's forest. Leeches were reflecting this forest still healthy, relatively free from chemical pollution, and also has more or less stable prey and predator link. Tourists like you clearly not their primary target. They were blood-sucking bigger animals like deer, primate, pig or snake. All bigger animal which live here would have been supported by a healthy forest. Leeches and stinging nettle are a part of your memorable fun while you are hike Mount Tambora. I guarantee that it is more fun when you try to avoid them while riding your bike in downhill style for 2 kilometers per hour or more. I hope you can't agree more with me. Tambora's biodiversity make jungle culinary possible for us. The second part of chapter in praise of biodiversity is about our jungle culinary. Bread and sprout become our snack before first lunch.
Sekarang kita sedang menikmati makanan khas jalur Doropeti. Namanya awang tadi? Pucuk rotan. Mari kita coba. Bisa untuk menghilangkan dahaga dan boleh bilang tumbuh di sepanjang jalan nih. Oke. Kalau ke Tambora, jangan lupa cicipi ini.
Walking deeper into the forest, John and Figus were begin collecting young fern leaves. Fern is a common plant in tropical wet and humid forest. It can be eaten directly, as our fellow primate do, but we choose to cook them. For lunch instead, we combine our fern sour soup with hot rice, jerked meat, and mangoes sambal. On average, chilies, onions, tomatoes, and mangoes became a part of our condiment supplies. Sour and hot became the main theme of our culinary taste, until our logistic last, from sambal to soup, all sour and all really hot. Sour and hot seems as sign that local food heavily influenced by Bugis. Our next jungle culinary was papayas fruit. We also can eat papaya leaves with sambal. According to John, this plant was growing inside Tambora's jungle with help of local hunter and logger.
Buah stroberi
Ditemukan di
pos 3
ketinggian 1810.
1810.
Oke. Kayak gimana rasanya?
Manis.
The third culinary menu was wild strawberry, smaller than commercial one. This kind of fruit can be found around Camp 3. The taste of wild strawberry more or less same as commercial strawberry.
Terus
Melaporkan
dari pos 3
jalur
Doropeti Gunung Tambora. Terima kasih.
We are not yet explored Tambora's jungle potential food, especially animal. According to John, we had missed to try deer and shrimp during our 4 days trip. Deer is common here, contrast with Java. One can hunting deer legally. Tambora is one of DER's heavens, but it seems you will have problem with authority while try bring DER's antlers to Java. No need to catch and kill deer with your hand, just buy or trade it with something from local successful hunter when we meet them, according to John. Freshwater shrimp was another creature that we missed in jungle. This kind of aquatic animal can be easily caught in the river around Tambora. Regarding Tambora deadly eruption 2 centuries ago, explaining the origin of freshwater shrimp inside this jungle is left to research. We need longer time inside the forest with need to try. 4 days was not enough. Maybe we have plenty if our airplane has landed unscheduled on Saturday 23rd October 2010, but John has provided this meal in our farewell lunch on Saturday 30th October 2010. We leave the jungle with hope. I hope that you, our children, our grandchildren, and our grandchildren have the same opportunity as we have to taste this kind of culinary. This hope depends on sustainability of this forest.